You made it snow?
You said, and I quote, that you were a wet, homeless, jobless nobody out in the rain. So I solved the rain, and now you're not.
What? I'm pretty sure all you did was make it cold and wet. Since I don't have anywhere to stay, maybe you could just, bring the rain back so I don't die from exposure?
Exposure. That's probably just a lie to keep people from having fun in the cold. Have you ever gotten sick in the snow before?
I grew up in a castle in the desert, so...
So, for all you know, you could be some kind of magical snowproof cat who can spend days in subarctic temperatures without any ill effects. With no evidence one way or the other, it's entirely irrational to assume a little snow will hurt you. Ergo, my rain solution was perfect and I just solved all your problems. Show a little appreciation. So, come on!
What?
Get up! Go explode something! Go on an adventure! You're sitting there like a defective hat stand, even though I totally just solved all your problems.
Look, I know you're just trying to help or something, but I'm already having a bad day on top of a bad life, and I really don't need this right now. My problems aren't the sort of thing that you can just solve with some flashy magic.
But we're astronauts! Solving problems with flashy magic is our thing! It's what we're good at.
Then why wasn't I good at it? I'm sorry. It's just... I wanted to be good at it. I wanted it more than anything. When I started using magic, I thought I had finally found my place. And all I got out of it was another reminder that my best wasn't good enough. I thought I was something special. And it turned out I was just as worthless, broken, and expendable as I always knew.
No, see, that's where we disagree. And disagreeing with the Dark Elf is more colloquially known as being wrong. We are Atronachs, the most magical of all mortals, or ex-mortals. Sure, you've got these sensible, well-thought-out reasons about why you're worthless, or why you'll never amount to anything. And sure, they're probably good reasons that are perfectly correct, if you abide by ordinary peasant logic. But therein lies your problem, Slutcat. You are not thinking like a witch hunter.
Thinking like a witch hunter?
Exactly. Anyone can employ common sense, but being a witch hunter requires a more, accurate interpretation of the world. You've got to see things like how they really are, even when they might not be that way. You need to use things like history or art appreciation. You have to draw from what you know and what you don't know. They're basically the same thing anyway.
As in, what I know is the same as what I don't know?
Now you're thinking like a witch hunter.
No, I'm just confused and talking to an insane dead person. What are you feverishly trying to say, and what does it have to do with hunting witches?
What I'm saying, Flea Basket, is that there's more than one way to magic it up. Witches rely on power. Daedra, also power. Magical creatures? They're dumb. Anything they can do is just plain old power. Power, power, power. Everyone who causes problems, it's just because they have pure, raw power. A witch hunter, though. A witch hunter has smarts, like me. When faced with unstoppable power, we have the tools to stop it. We're creative, we're twisted, we're tricky. We get things. And if there's one thing Khajiit are good at, it's being tricky, being smart, and being creative. And also working plantations, but apparently that's illegal now.
I'm not smart, though.
Are you sure?
Positive.
If you're not smart, then how do you know you're right about yourself not being smart? Check and mate.
I'm not smart. 2 days ago, I didn't even know lumber came from trees.
Some of it also comes from moldy maple logs you find on the ground. Passy was just keeping an open mind.
Okay, yesterday, I let an alchemist convince me into giving her all my money and belongings and walking out of the building naked, thinking I had done her some great service.
Yet you apparently realized otherwise, implying you were able to break through whatever spell she used on you.
I consistently display no comprehension of my own limits. Just an hour ago, I tried to flip a table, and I couldn't get it 3 inches off the floor.
Now that's disconcerting. Where is this offending fragment of furniture?
In the tavern? But I don't...
Yoink? Well, no wonder you couldn't flip this table. It has an unsolved puzzle on top.
What does that have to do with anything?
You must not spend a lot of time in ancient ruins. I've seen this before in my long elven life. I believe it's called a jumpy peg thing. You jump the pegs over each other to empty spaces, removing the peg they jump over and trying to clear all but one. Idiots use it to determine when it's time to banish one from their fold. Solving it so you can flip the table should be a trivial matter for a fellow Atronach like yourself.
I already told you, I'm not smart, or puzzly, or anything like that.
Then prove it!
There. There are a bunch of pieces left and no possible moves. Are you convinced now?
No, you just need to put them back and try again.
You know, there's a word for messing up so badly you have to start over. It's called failing.
Anyone's gonna mess up the first time they do something. If you call that failing, then the process of doing something right entails doing it wrong a whole bunch, and that makes about as much sense as going so far east that you suddenly end up in the west.
That is actually a thing that happens.
Exactly, so set up the puzzle and try again, with gusto this time.
This is stupid. I already told you, I'm not the sort of person who can just figure stuff out.
Well, obviously, since Khajiit aren't people. But I think you're wrong. I think you're just as intelligent as any Khajiit, or any Atronach. I think you're just still too dumb to realize you're smart.
You realize I can't be dumb and smart, right? Like, those two states are mutually exclusive.
Just because two things are mutually exclusive doesn't mean you can't do both at once.
That is literally what it means!
Oh, so now you're all book smart on me? I knew you were holding out.
You're going to tell me to try again, aren't you?
Exactly.
There. One peg left.
Cripes. And that was on your third try?
The mistakes I made in the first two were pretty obvious. The pieces ended up too spread out, so this time I just avoided that. I still messed up at first, though.
Who cares if you messed it up? You figured that out faster than most actual non-Khajiit people could. I think with all your proofs of your incompetence, you aren't giving yourself credit for the most important thing. That you learn. And if this is any indication, you learn fast.
Figuring out a little board game you stole doesn't really qualify as learning.
Are there any other things you've been able to learn quick? Other, brainy, thinky things?
Not really.
Adur on Baldir Don Marie? Can you speak the Dark Elf language?
We'll say. I can.
Chow! Holy shit. Grar kard rigar has grar naran? Wait. You'll never get this one. Recognize it?
Draken, Kraskar Kranfeuer. Dragonish. I know the basics.
Resadran has grar grakan? Grarnos Krandos! Where did you even pick this stuff up? You speak as many languages as I do.
Karanos, Cross. One night stands, mostly.
Cross del Gran Pat Kragnos? So, did the Dark Elf have a pet dragonling, or... Either way. See, that is exactly what I mean. You're smart, you learn. Even when you're not trying, you pick up stuff fast. Are you well read?
I read books when I was younger, mostly about magic.
Have you, perchance, ever heard of something called mysticism?
It, rings a bell. It was in the Charwich Conning letters, the brand of magic that deals with magic itself. Soul binding, spell detection, teleportation, and the like?
Exactly, the oldest and most subtle magic art. Perfect for magic users with bigger heads than hearts. People who can apply their smarts, creativity, linear thinking.
You mean lateral thinking?
No, I mean linear thinking. As in, you start thinking in one direction and don't stop, even if reason tries to get in your way. It's about thinking past the boundaries of what should and should not be possible. Pushing a broken idea so hard that reality itself accepts it. Embracing madness just long enough to use it.
That doesn't sound like the sort of thing I could do.
Soul traps, teleports, and other complex things, maybe not yet. But I suspect you may already be more familiar with the basics of mysticism than you think. Tell me, have you ever moved something with your mind?